Islam motivate you a bit more than most, like any other champ?
I'm motivated. I'm self-motivated, and I for sure want to crack at that belt. I for sure want to crack at that 70-pound belt to go for the Triple Crown.
Conor McGregor is set to face Islam Makhachev for the 170-pound championship, and only one fighter will walk away with their reputation intact. If you leave now before I really happening, you'll miss the most shocking development the UFC has delivered in recent years.
Like Conor in the octagon, or his team versus your team.
Team versus team. It's going to be more interesting because already Khabib beat him in the cage, beat his corner, beat Conor, beat his team, all team again. It's gonna be fine.
McGregor isn't looking for an easy return bout. He's targeting the champion at 170. He's chasing the Triple Crown. He's seeking redemption for the Khabib loss through his protege. And if you believe this is all just promotion, you're missing the bigger picture of what Conor is really up to. Stay tuned because the actual motivation behind McGregor's call out of Islam runs deeper than anyone realizes.
Does Islam motivate you a bit more than most, like any other champ?
I'm motivated. I'm self-motivated, and I for sure want to crack at that belt. I for sure want to crack at that 70-pound belt to go for the Triple Crown.
And what a fight that would be, you and Islam. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it, after all these years?
Good scrap. Southpaw. It was a good performance out of him, and fair play to him. He had the courage to do it, to go up. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. Let's see what happens. Let's get back in the mix.
Makhachev responds by adding fuel to the flames, claiming McGregor will never compete again, insisting Dagestan wouldn't accept him, declaring this whole thing is complete garbage. But I'm about to explain why Islam's rejection is actually the biggest hint that this bout could become reality.
Fights again?
McGregor? No, I don't think. Too much drunk, too much marijuana.
What if he came to Dagestan and you trained him? Could you get him right?
Who?
McGregor.
That guy's not stepping foot in Dagestan. He's not going
Not
there.
allowed.
Could you guys fix him?
No.
Too far, too gone?
He's never gonna come to Dagestan, and we're not friends. We don't want him.
Makhachev needs a challenger, and every fighter in the division is occupied with smaller battles while he sits waiting. Then Kamaru Usman emerges as a potential opponent. However, Ian Gary completely dismisses that notion, labeling Usman as washed up, arguing that a single victory since 2021 doesn't warrant the championship opportunity. This is the moment when the UFC madness reaches a breaking point.
Will scream and shout and fight anyone in the world. That fight's not happening. Kamaru Usman is irrelevant. He's had one win since 2021. He's the last one down the list who deserves a title shot. The fact that we're even mentioning his name amongst this title contention is bollocks. He's nowhere near the top. He had one win over a guy who's had nearly double digits lost in the UFC and Joaquin Buckley.
Usman responds by claiming Carlos Prates should get the shot after him. He describes Prates as passionate and hungry, noting the UFC appreciates fighters who jump back into action after defeats. Yet Prates, who has enough respect for Usman to consider him the welterweight greatest of all time, still refuses the idea of him cutting in line, expressing he'd feel let down because he's put in the work. And we're not even close to done with this explosive situation. Don't go anywhere because in half a minute, I'm revealing the most shocking matchmaking news of this whole mess.
Right now, for me, I would say Prates. I still think maybe another fight to really kind of. I feel like he's done so much in such a short time. There wasn't enough to let that ripple effect really touch the masses all over the world. But I would say Carlos Prates right now. I like everything I'm seeing from him. His willingness, his excitement to go out there and compete and fight. Even if he loses, it's like, okay, I have to fix that and I'll come back. Like, that's what I love to see. And I think that's what Dana and the company and Hunter and these guys love, is these guys like that. So I love Prates. Morales, too, is also impressive. You know, no hate on these guys. I love what these guys are doing.
I don't know. Kamaru won the fight for the belt, you know. Also, Kamaru and Makhachev, they have the same manager. So let's see how it's going to work. But also, he's number 9 on the rank. But also, he's the GOAT of the welterweight division. So
nah, come on. Wait, first of all, he ain't no GOAT of the world. What, have you heard of a guy named George St. Pierre?
I know that guy, but I prefer Kamaru.
Nah, come on, Carlo. I like you, Carlo. It would be okay if Kamaru gets the title shot against Islam next.
Of course, no. I would be sad because I won the title shot against.
Yeah. Do you think he is deserving, though? As you say, he's the GOAT. In your opinion, do you think he is deserving?
No, I don't think he's deserved. But also, like I said, he's the GOAT. For me, he's the GOAT.
Ariel Helwani drops a bombshell by pointing out Ian Gary has accomplished more in 12 months than Usman has in 48, taking 3 fights, rescuing events, defeating Prates, defeating Bilal, accepting challenges when everyone else declined. And Helwani directly states Gary is the clear-cut #1 contender. And if you believe this division has any stability, prepare yourself because things are about to spiral even further.
Great quote. This is a great quote here. What the fuck has Ian Gary done the last couple of years? Kamaru Usman is a legend. He was offered Shavkat last November. Who ended up fighting Shavkat last December?
Ian Gary.
Kamaru accepted the fight. Okay, we'll see. Kamaru Usman is one of the biggest names in the division. When you're Islam Makhachev, you want to have legacy on your name. So he's trying to paint the picture as to why Kamaru deserves this fight. Kamaru Usman, as we said, has 1 win in the last 4 years, right? He had a 3-fight losing streak, and prior to this fight, he had not won a fight since 2021. Ian Gary, in the last year, has fought 3 times, including against Shavkat, short notice fight, short notice main event against Carlos Prates, beat him, and then beats the former champion Bilal Muhammad. He has done more in the past year and has won more in the past year and has helped out the UFC more in the past year than Kamaru Usman has in the last 4 years. So what the F has Ian Gary done is a crazy, crazy comment. Again, I have no problem with him campaigning for his guy, but like we have to also look at it, honestly and critically as well and say this is nonsense.
Ali Abdelaziz reveals the inside information that the UFC attempted to schedule Makhachev against either Usman or Ian Gary for UFC 324 on the Paramount launch. And Makhachev genuinely thought about it but declined due to scheduling issues, which shows the UFC is strategizing long-term, not making hasty decisions. And we haven't even reached the wildest announcement yet, so absolutely don't leave because the upcoming matchup transforms everything.
It ends up being challenging Islam for this belt first. When ideally do you think Islam fights again?
Well, Islam just fight. Honestly, even the UFC reached out to me. They was asking him to fight a main event June 27. He thought about it. Honestly.
Not the White House card?
No. January 28. He thought about it. He's like, no. And Khabib said, hey.
Who is that again?
Like honestly, Kamaru's name was in the mix. I can tell you that. Kamaru's name was in the mix for January 28th. Honestly, Ian Gary's name is in the mix too. But at the end of the day, man, the UFC is a business. They're going to make the biggest fight they can make.
But yeah, like for me, when I look at it, I'm like, there's no way Ian gets it next. I don't think so. Well, first of all, the least deserving of it is Kamaru Usman. Brother, like, I don't know how they're finagling this shit, like trying to push him into the
cahoots.
Huh?
Between him and Islam?
Yeah.
Like mutual friendship. Like,
sure.
let's get
mutual
you paid.
friendship, same manager. Like, I understand what they're trying to do, but that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I personally, obviously, he beat me. I think Morales is the most deserving out of everybody.
He's undefeated.
Undefeated, 19-0, just beat me. I was the #1 contender. Beats me. Number 2 would be, I think Prates is right there. I think he would deserve it more. Shavkat doesn't deserve a title shot.
He got to get back in the race.
He's got to get back in the race. Everybody else got to be in the bro. Something like that. Everyone's got to be in the race. He's just sitting on the sideline.
Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett gets confirmed for the interim championship because Ilia Topuria has withdrawn. The fanbase erupts, claiming Arman Tsarukyan was completely screwed over. Gaethje himself shows understanding, acknowledging Arman is a serious threat and stating he's earned his opportunity. This is where Tony Ferguson completely shifts the conversation by predicting Paddy will defeat Justin because Gaethje's motivation isn't completely there anymore. And Ferguson is banking on fresh energy versus worn-out warriors. And if that doesn't surprise you, the next part definitely will.
What do you think about the whole Tsarukyan situation with him being on the outside right now? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, sucks to be him, honestly.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, no, the kid is a problem. There's no doubt about it. This is a crazy game, and he's going to get his chance. So, we'll see what happens.
There for the interim belt. Who do you think wins that fight?
Oh, Patty. Only because Justin doesn't want another interim belt. That fucker. I mean, like, that's just it. You could tell, like, as soon as like when we were fighting, like, I prepared for a different guy. Like, I'd be real. And it was like I want to go in there and like just that's not about me. Anyways, we'll talk about Gaethje and Patty. Patty's not bad, dude. Patty's not bad. He's very beatable, and Gaethje's very beatable as well. But when it goes into the passion and how upsetting Justin Gaethje has always been about not getting that real title shot, and they just keep dangling it right there again.
Before you leave, consider this. Do you want the matchup the UFC is pushing you to accept, or do you want the matchup that the division actually needs?